with mushrooms,
and
then they had shrimp on toast. And I don't want to sound rich or extravagant for those that can't go out and eat on a budget and eat seafood. I usually only go out to eat once a week just to save money. It is cheaper to eat home, cook home, order in home, but I do recommend once a week treating yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, it's funny you mentioned that because where I work in Portland, Oregon, a lot of people are familiar and some aren't when I say the Moda Center. The Moda Center's the big sporting arena. Concerts are held there. The Portland Trailblazers play there. But about half a mile from there, I work at Safeway. Mm-hmm. I'm a Safeway employee. And I know you got those in Baltimore and Washington, D.C.
Yes.
Yes.
I used to work at Mars. I worked at a grocery store, too. I was a cashier. I loved it.
Yep, I've been with Safe. It'll be 24 years next month.
Wow.
For me there. And
they're getting like $48 an hour.
I wish. Yeah, I get $22 an hour as a pharmacy technician, and that ain't even enough to live on, which is sad.
Well, and then you get free benefits.
I actually have to pay for my benefits out of my paycheck. Yes. Yes, sad but true.
Tell Safeway you're putting your resume in someplace else.
Well, it's because we're a non-union department, is why.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm paying for my bennies. And, but it's my vacation time that I get every year, which resets on the 23rd of next month.
Cool.
5 weeks paid a year.
Wow, that's great.
But it's the sick time that I've accumulated that people are just like, holy fuck.
Right.
Last I checked, it was at 986 hours.
Okay. That's commitment.
Which is roughly about 6.5, 6 3/4 month of a month I could take off and get paid for it.
Okay. Fun. Even the COVID times, it maybe hasn't been much fun, but maybe for some people, other fun. Like we found other things to do. For example, if you know Candyland, put your hand up in the air. Anybody know Candyland? Anybody? Candyland. Candyland. Well, that's a board game. From maybe, I don't know what year it is, but it's a board game. It's a great game.
I think it's from like...
People forget. Play
games.
Games.
Play simple board games.
Games like Candyland
Connect
or
4.
checkers or, badminton or soccer. Go play something with your kids, man.
Yeah, don't be stuck inside, commiserating, going, oh, I can't go anywhere without my mask. That's a load of crap.
Yeah, bake cookies, or build a volcano that explodes, or maybe write a book.
Funny that you mentioned that. Roots. Funny you mentioned the exploding volcano. I have been filming some science projects for kids. I've done, the do-it-yourself lava lamp with just water, vegetable oil, little food coloring, and Alka-Seltzer.
Okay, but what's floating in there? That would take... That's a big project for me. I'd rather just go get a lava lamp.
It's the Alka-Seltzer and the oil in the water.
Okay.
So basically what it is... So what you do is you fill a glass halfway up, then you fill it the rest of the way with oil, just regular vegetable oil. Then you add a few drops of food coloring in it to add some color to it. Then you drop in between 1/4 to 1/2 of a tablet of Alka-Seltzer.
Okay.
And as the Alka-Seltzer foams in the water, it doesn't really mix well with the oil, so it creates the illusion of a oil lamp, a lava lamp.
Right, but you need a light coming through it.
That's called your cell phone camera.
Okay, that kind of party. All right. So you could just put a flashlight.
Yeah,
or
you can use a
candle
flashlight, candles, whatever kind of light. I've done how to make a survival candle with, what I did was I took an Altoids tin, emptied it out, melted 3 tea light candles down, put the wicks in, and boom, there you go. There's a survival candle.
Boom.
That'll last you, 10, 12 hours.
Right.
And then there was the very messy project I did, which is, a lot of people don't know the name of it, but they would know it if they saw it. It's called oobleck.
What's it called?
Oobleck.
Okay.
It's the slime you get when you mix baking powder with water.
Okay.
It's a solid and it's a liquid. But it's also the goddamn messiest project you'll ever make.
Well, see, that's what I mean. It's just getting messy.
I mean, I had baking powder all over my desk, all over my shirt, my face.
Oh.
Yeah.
If you have pets or children, you don't want them licking that stuff up. I mean, no. Baking soda, or you can actually, once in a blue moon, I brush my teeth with it. It really cleans your teeth.
Baking soda or baking powder?
Well, the one that comes in a little Armor Hammer.
That's baking soda.
Box.
That's baking soda.
Yeah.
This is baking powder.
Oh, okay.
I've done projects with baking soda and vinegar.
Oh. Sounds like an explosion.
It is if you put it in a Coke bottle.
Okay.
Coke bottle rockets. Then there's other ones which, require adult supervision and require adults, period. But we won't get into those. It's too dangerous to play with fire.
This is true.
Even though I've done it my whole life, I haven't gotten burned yet.
Oh, you're the lucky one. Are you Irish?
No, but there is a story for you if you want to hear it.
I was going to say, you must be Irish. You're so lucky. You have like, no problems in your life.
Are you ready for the story?
Okay.
I was born on July the 7th of 1977.
Mm-hmm.
Which is 7/7 of 77.
Wow. It's funny I brought up lucky and Irish. Wow.
Wait. There's more. I was born on the 7th minute of the day.
No way! You should play lottery tickets.
I do, and I win.
Wow!
I was 7 pounds 15 ounces. I came home from the hospital at 7 pounds 7 ounces. I was 21 inches in length. And I have 7 letters.
Divided by 7 is 3, and that's fine.
And I have 7 letters in my full first name, which is
Wow.
Michael. Thank you to the nurse that named me when I was born.
Amazing.
And I am a little Irish.
That is lucky. I bet that. You're like a leprechaun. You're lucky. Are you Irish?
A little bit.
All these 7s, they say. This is what I say. Again, back to the fans. When you hear it, sometimes you don't have to believe it, but take it into consideration. Like, lucky 7. Like, where does that come from? Like rain, or like love, or like, no, it exists. Lucky 7 exists, and you are the lucky 7 guy.
Oh, yeah, I won't even tell you about my last trip to Vegas, which was Valentine's weekend this year. I did get to speak to one session wrestler over the telephone, which was pretty cool.
Who?
Mutiny.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, I know Mutiny.
Yeah, I got to speak to her the day after Valentine's Day. It was a Saturday.
Uh-huh.
Of course, I was in a loud-ass casino. But
I just left Vegas 2 weeks ago.
Huh?
I was just there.
I'm actually going to be there here in about 3 weeks.
Cool.
Going to be in Vegas for 2 or 3 days, and then Milwaukee for the rest of the trip. I'm gone, taking the podcast on the road. But the day before, I checked into the El Cortez Hotel there on Fremont. You knew something was gonna go good when they offered to upgrade my room to a cabana suite at no charge. And then I put $40 into a Game of Thrones slot machine and cash out at $700.
Wow.
And then I put $100 into a Lightning Link machine and won $1,300.
See? There's that 3 again. So listen, I'm going back like December or January. Can we meet up and play some games?
I'll see what I can do because my vacation resets then.
Well, that's another promote. We're supposed to do LFC, which is lingerie.
Yes, in fact, I was going to mention that to you. That was the whole reason. That was the whole reason I was in Vegas on Valentine's weekend. Was to go to LFC 30, which got postponed right after I bought my tickets to, my plane tickets and my hotel.
Well, that's what we're doing. I don't know how much I can tell you. It's not a secret. We signed with
I know Sean.
We signed with Fans Only, and we're going to be doing LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship, females in a cage fighting, and it doesn't matter what clothes they wear. People wear their little briefs when they fight. And then we're going to be in a casino, and we have a horror film, and we have a calendar, and we have a TV show, and we're going to be in Vegas, and we're going to start around December.
Yeah, in fact, Sean is another good friend of mine, the owner.
I know Sean very well.
Yeah, he's a really good friend of mine.
I just saw Sean 2 weeks ago.
I'm trying to get him on the show.
He bought me a meatball and linguine.
Let's see. I know someone else that was supposed to make their debut back in February of last year, and that's Vixen Romano, who's another good friend of mine. She's another Montreal girl. And
the girls are looking good, and the girls are doing well.
I just got a text message from Mr. Mike Larkin himself, the host of the Lingerie Fighting Championship podcast.
Aww.
He just got home and he's listening in. Hello,
That's
Mike.
Awesome. Your ears must be burning. We're talking about all this.
Mike's another good friend of mine. We actually did a co-op, a collaborative podcast. He did his, I did mine, and we were on each other's podcasts at the same time as we're doing our own.
Absolutely. Sharon and Karen.
I believe it was the first of its kind, and I don't know if it's been done since in this industry. But now, here's a question for you. Of all the cities that you've been to, what cities in the United States have you not gotten a chance to get to yet, but want to?
That I've not been to and I want to?
Yes.
God, that's a great question, too. Texas. And Louisiana, Orleans, Tennessee, but definitely Texas. And maybe even Canada, because that's where the LFC family is born. So I hope to get there, too. I love all states. I want to go to any state.
Now, have you been to like Seattle or Portland yet?
No, I've been more up and down the West Coast and up and down the East Coast, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, and if you ever make it out to Portland, I know a certain podcaster that would love to have you as a live, in-person interview guest. I wonder who that podcaster could be. Oh my goodness gracious. It must be me.
Just keep tagging me. I'll get there. Keep tagging me. Keep reminding me. I'll make my way. I promise.
Oh, I'll tag.
I always try to make my way.
I'll tag you on Facebook and now Twitter and Google and Facecast.